this episode, we're going to be talking about something that we talked about early in the year, Focused Unleashed. It was part of the foundation. And in the beginning of Focused Unleashed, momentum was about starting. It was about breaking inertia. It was about proving you can move. But now, here in August, momentum is different. You've expanded, you've built capacity, you've strengthened discipline, you've integrated your identity. Momentum is no longer something you fight for. Momentum is something you express. This episode is about the momentum that comes from identity, not effort. So going back, setting up the foundation, momentum was about building that consistency, really driving the discipline, and really starting to build the relentless focus to create success in 2026. I've done that. I hope that you've done that. But now it's time to really expand on that momentum, not as an effort part of the process, but from an identity part of the process. And I feel like I'm there based on where I'm at, based on doing the things that I'm doing now, doing the podcast on vacation, looking at the month and understanding that the way this month is set up, there's 5 Sundays in the month. So I could take a month off, but just keep going, keep pushing. Not necessarily pushing hard, but just keep driving the consistency, driving the discipline, because it's who I am now. It's not something that I do, it's a part of who I am. So to keep that going, that's what we're going to talk about today. Why the momentum from identity is the next step in you accomplishing everything you want to accomplish in 2026. And we will talk about that when we come back. All right, we're back. So let's talk about foundation momentum versus identity momentum. Early momentum was external. You had to push yourself. You had to hype yourself. You had to fight resistance. You had to create movement from scratch. That was foundation momentum, the kind we talked about in the first 4 episodes. It was necessary. It was the start. It was the spark. But now, you're not who you were in episode 1. You're not trying to start anymore. You're trying to advance. This is identity momentum. Movement that comes from who you've become. It's the natural extension of your integration phase. And I really feel like I'm there. Everything that I'm doing is 100% natural. I don't have to force myself to do anything anymore. As soon as it comes to my mind, I know that either I do it in that moment or I put it on a list of things that need to be completed. Now, with that, I can improve on that. And that's what I'm going to try to do the rest of this month going into the rest of the year, is really improve on doing the things that I need to do in a more timely manner. I complete it. I do it. I don't put it off. But could I do it faster? Could I anticipate doing it? Could I be more efficient at it? Absolutely. And that is going to be what really drives the momentum forward moving into the last part of the year, is me just improving on who I've become. And that's the momentum that I'm talking about in this episode. I'm talking about improving on who you've become. The discipline should be there naturally. The consistency should be there naturally. But we can always improve on it. And that is the difference between staying where you are and moving forward. Understanding that improvement is part of the process. What we've done consistently and continue to do consistently will get us where we need to go. That's trusting the process. But we can improve on ourselves within trusting the process. The process will get us there. But if we make ourselves more efficient and we really work on the discipline, anticipation, being more proactive, that is going to only drive the momentum forward. Not faster, but keep you driving forward. So we really have to understand what identity momentum is. Identity momentum is movement that feels natural. It's consistency that doesn't require hype. It's progress that doesn't require pressure. It's acceleration that doesn't require force. Identity momentum is discipline in motion, confidence in motion, identity in motion, and capacity in motion. It's the moment where your next level becomes your normal. And that's basically what I was trying to explain. Improving on yourself, improving on the things that you have built over the course of the year is going to make it seem like things are happening faster without you forcing it. Because it becomes so natural, and as you improve on it, it only gets better. It seems like there's an acceleration process that you didn't even intend to happen. It's not something that you're saying, I have to go faster. It's just something that naturally happens. And as we have built the capacity to handle more, that means that we can anticipate and do more within the process. I feel like I'm there. This week in itself has been very, very busy. In the past, I would be stressed out. I suffer from depression. I have been, in the past, it has put me in a depressive state because I felt like it was just too much to handle at once. This year, I don't feel that. I feel like I'm in control. Even though I can improve on anticipation of things, improve on doing things in a more timely manner, I still feel like I'm in control. And because I feel like I'm in control, I now know that I need to start looking at ways to anticipate and do things in a more timely manner. And that's only going to help produce the momentum that I'm looking for to finish up this year. So it's not about forcing anymore. It's not about the effort. It's about understanding who you are in this moment, understanding that everything that you have built up until this point can be improved on, and making the choice to improve on that is going to build the momentum that will push you into a successful end of 2026. And there are signs that you're in that momentum phase. You know you're in the mode that you have entered the identity momentum when you don't negotiate with your habits. You don't need motivation to move. You don't fall apart when life gets loud. You don't lose rhythm when things get busy. You don't question your identity when pressure shows up. And you move because movement is who you are. This is momentum built from your identity shift, not from emotional energy. That explains everything that I have been going through since I accomplished my first goal. That pause that I took to really understand who I was since I started Focused Unleashed January 1st, going through accomplishing my goal and understanding who I was based on everything that I built up until that point really put me in a position to understand that I had changed. And in that change, I was different. And I was different because now everything is so natural. I don't have to force it. And because of that, in this moment when things are getting extremely busy, because my training is picking up, I'm moving into my real estate career, I still have the job, my morning job. So I'm doing 3 different things at once. And this used to overwhelm me. This used to feel like a lot of pressure. I used to question if I could handle it. I used to lose rhythm. All that's gone. I feel like I'm in a really, really good rhythm, even though things are very, very busy. I don't feel like there's pressure. So there's no reason for me to question if I can handle it because I'm doing it every single day. Everything feels natural. And that is what builds the momentum that we need going into the end of the year. Because things are only going to get busier. Holidays are coming up. Things are happening. Kids are back in school. Things are happening. So how do we keep the momentum going? By embracing everything that we've become, understanding that we've changed, and improving on the things that we've built since January 1st to help us keep the momentum going. So if you don't feel like you're at this point, here's how you intentionally create momentum that lasts. Move from identity, not emotion. When your identity is aligned, movement becomes automatic. Lower friction everywhere. Momentum thrives in simplicity. Remove anything that slows your forward motion. Protect your rhythm. Rhythm is the heartbeat of momentum. Guard it like you guard your discipline. Stack wins deliberately. Momentum grows through repetition. This is where Stack Wins Friday becomes powerful. Stay patient while accelerating. Momentum isn't speed, it's sustained movement. Revisit your waiting season. Identity, momentum is built through consistency, not intensity. All of these things I struggled with in the past. Emotion kind of drove me and tried to force momentum. Simplicity was not in my vocabulary. I made everything harder than it had to be. I really never got in a rhythm. There would be weeks of good rhythm, and then there would be weeks where I just feel like I couldn't do anything. So that inconsistent rhythm called inconsistent successes. One week would be very successful. One week I feel like I didn't do anything. Try to force it again. Make the next week harder. That makes the week after that a down week because I went so hard and maybe didn't see anything, any kind of success. So rhythm is important. Make sure you have a good, consistent rhythm and guard it. Stack wins deliberately. We talked about stack wins Friday last episode. It's something that I do for my clients every Friday. I stack their wins, whether it be personal best, showing up consistently, PRs with weight, whatever it may be. I try to celebrate wins with them every single week. I do that on a personal level as well, reflecting on the week, how I handled certain situations, how the week went, how productive I was. I'm always trying to find ways to understand the momentum that I have and understand what I need to do to keep it going each week. And that's just consistent effort, consistent discipline. Those are the things that you have to acknowledge so that when you go into the next week, you understand it's simple. Just keep stacking the wins. Stay patient while accelerating has never been my strong suit. I haven't had patience ever. This year, I feel like I have grown in that while I still want things to happen fast as possible. And I have to kind of talk myself into understanding that it's a process and trust the process. I've gotten a lot better, and I see that staying patient really accelerates the process, not so much in the form of speed, but just sustaining movement and moving forward. I don't feel like I'm doing it at an accelerated speed, but I'm accelerating the process by just doing things consistently and sustaining that movement and progressively moving forward. And if you don't feel like you're doing that, revisit the waiting season. The waiting season is where you really acknowledge who you are in the moment. Understand that you have changed. Acknowledge those changes, both internally and externally. Things that people can see, but also things that people don't see because it's internal and you do it every single day when nobody's looking. Once you understand that you've changed and these differences and these attributes that you've created, it's very easy then to understand what you need to do to keep moving forward. Sometimes we forget because things get crazy. Like I said, school's starting back, holidays are coming up. It's very easy to get lost in that. Revisit the waiting season. There is a truth about momentum, and it's the same truth that we've had with integration, discipline. Momentum doesn't feel loud. It doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't feel explosive. Momentum feels steady. It feels controlled. It feels aligned. Momentum is the quiet proof that your identity is working. It's the visible expression of your capacity and your discipline. The steady, controlled feeling that I have right now, it's calming. Like I said, I've got a lot going on right now, doing a lot, but I feel in control of it all. I don't feel like it's chaos. I don't feel like it's overwhelming. I feel like it's a lot, but I've built the capacity to handle more. So it's very calming. And I know that the discipline that I have established and that is a part of me now, I know that I'm going to get it done because it's who I am. I don't question whether I can or can't. It's a part of who I am. I will get it done. Now, like I said in the beginning, I need to improve on that. I need to anticipate and I need to create the opportunities to handle things in the moment if I can. That just means being a little bit more prepared for anything that can happen and being able to act when necessary. Those are things I need to improve on. And those are things I'm going to improve on going into this month. And hopefully that will help me keep driving the momentum forward on all of my goals for the rest of 2026. With momentum comes responsibility. Not pressure, responsibility. Because once you start moving at this level, you're responsible for protecting your identity, protecting your rhythm, protecting your consistency, and protecting your next level. This responsibility isn't heavy, it's confirmation. It's the sign that you're trusted with more. This sets up the next episode, which we will be talking about the weight of responsibility. So, what that kind of means is as you start to do more, the rhythm, the consistency, and protecting where you want to be falls on you. Because life and everything that comes with it has a way of trying to derail you, trying to break up that rhythm, trying to break up your consistency. And it's just the way life is. Things get thrown at you, and it's very easy for that rhythm to be broken up. It's very easy for the consistency to be broken up. And the effort that it's going to take to keep going and trying to get to that next level, it feels like it gets harder. But it's not. Because as you handle it, it's the confirmation. It's the confirmation that your identity is aligned. We will talk about the responsibility and the weight of it more in the next episode. And there is a little bit of weight that comes with it because as you start to move forward, you feel like obstacles get in your way, especially as we head into the last half of the year. Like I said, holidays are coming up, school's starting back. There's a lot of moving pieces while you're still trying to be on the path to being successful in 2026. So that weight of responsibility of keeping yourself on track and making sure that you are still moving forward, it can get a little heavy if you're not prepared for it and if the capacity that you built is not big enough to handle everything that's coming at you. But we're going to talk about that in the next episode. Right now, just understand it's your responsibility to keep yourself on track. It's your responsibility to protect your identity, protect the rhythm, protect the consistency, and protect the pursuit to the next level. Right now, momentum is who you are. Early momentum was effort. Now, momentum is identity. You're not trying to start. You're not trying to force movement. You're not trying to hype yourself into action. You're moving because movement is who you've become. You're accelerating because your foundation is stable. You're advancing because your identity supports it. This is the momentum phase. This is the start of August. This is when things are going to get a little tough. This is when life is going to test you and see how bad you really want it. If you're like me, I've been working all year to be able to handle what's in store for me for the rest of this year. I know it's going to be tough. I've got a lot of moving pieces right now, and I know in the next couple coming months, I'm going to add another couple pieces to that. Coaching flag football, moving into the holiday season, a lot of moving pieces. But I'm very confident in the capacity that I built. I'm very confident in the discipline and I'm very confident in the identity, which the foundation of that is consistency, discipline, and relentless focus. I'm in August, and it's the best I've felt in August in a long time, and I'm super excited to see what I can accomplish in the rest of 2026. And you're going to be on the journey with me because I'm going to be here every week telling you what's going on as I build Focused Unleashed to share with you, but also to implement in my life. This is where identity becomes motion. You're not just moving forward, you're becoming someone who stays in motion. Welcome to August. And as always, stay focused and be ready to unleash it.